Welcome back to the Citizen channel. You're all staying safe and well, and we have to do it, don't we? We have to dissect this game, this City 0 by a Leverkusen 2. Yes, post-mortem, if you like. We'll have to look at it. If we'd won this game, we would have sat top of the Champions League stage, wouldn't we? The group of 8 stage, whatever we call it. So we would have been top of that, at least for 24 hours. It would have been nice, but as it is, we're not. But we'll talk about that later. Of course, we'll have to look into this game that took place on the 25th of November, 8 p.m. kickoff. Atmosphere pretty crap. City fans, atmosphere from that lot. When you mic'd up drums louder than you're singing, it's never very good, is it? But hey, I still don't know why they have allowed drums and megaphones in anyway. But hey, I've banged on about that before. We'll not worry about that. So my little headlines for this one, I come up with a couple. The first one was basically my thoughts on this game. Pep's disrespect punished. Yeah, it's total disrespect for a team sitting third in the Bundesliga was disgraceful, in my opinion. Simple as that. He's admitted that he made an error, but we'll talk about it in a little sum up later on. But why is he making those errors? You know, if you do something wrong, you don't keep repeating the errors. It's some sort of saying that, isn't it? I can't think of what it is at the moment, but you know what I mean. And the other headline I've got, of course, looking at one of the scorers last night, or scorer of the second goal, was simply Schick of it. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Okay. Yeah, I like him. But score me out of 10, guys, with those headlines anyway. Please, before we talk about the game, hit that like button, help the algorithms, guys, helps the channel, helps get the content out there in the ether on social media. It's very supportive. As in watching this, if you keep watching us, guys, and you're still with us, if you can like it, that's wonderful, and that helps as well. And also hype points. If you've got any hype points you can spare, that'll be fantastic, and they all help towards the channel's getting out there on the various search engines, stuff like that, and any help you can give me, guys, is much appreciated. And of course, if you're not already a subscriber, please do so. City past, present and forever, or as long as I can keep going, because it's not forever, unfortunately, is it? It's not forever for any of us, is it? Anyway, let's not get all morbid. Right, Pep said before the game, now this is really confusing. I did see it, and I mean, I'd looked at the team, and then while I was on the concourse at the ground, started looking around, and this is what he said to TNT Sports. So answers on a postcard at this stage, if you know what the hell he was on about. But I think when I read this, I thought, we're losing this, aren't we? Anyway, he said, I wanted 11, but don't have the players to do that. We have to do it together. We have a lot of games, fresh legs, everyone is involved, and that is why they are Man City players. They are very good players. A lot of them play national teams. They are incredible players. We have a lot of games. Newcastle, we arrived back late. That's why we start with them. It's a chance to make an incredible step forward to qualify for the next round. Yes, so if you make any sense of that, guys. On Savinho, he said there's no criticism. He's really good. He's outstanding, so aggressive. He's trying and trying. I love my players, all of them. It's a joy to train them and play with them. It's a happy day to let them play. Of course it is. Wonderful, yes. Solves your problems having a large squad, doesn't it? Just rotate your full squad every game where you need to. Fine. Anyway, the teams, of course, City had 10 changes to that Newcastle game. I do put a little subheader here on my little template when I sort of load this up on the computer, and it's any surprises, but I won't bother with that. I won't bother commenting on that one. I just laughed out loud when I sort of read it before I started filling in the gaps, if you like. Anyway, the City 11, Trafford, Kusanov, Stones, Aki, Nori, Lewis, Nico Gonzalez, the only guy to keep his place, of course. Reinders, Bob, Savic, Marmoush. Oh, this is Pep's 100th Champions League game as well. Didn't end very well, did it? Subs is basically your first team, apart from Bettinelli. Donnarumma, Diaz, Haaland, Cherki, Doku, Bernardo, Gvardio, Nunes, O'Reilly, Foden. We've said it before. Most people think it. Pep's not of that ilk, and some other managers have been the same as well. You play your strongest team and bring players off when you get a lead. So, you know, it's not rocket science, but of course, I was going to say better managers than Pep then. I said, but Pep and other good managers seem to not think about that, or they don't particularly go on that trait. You know, I'm sure some do, but I've known Pep not do it many times, and I'm sure even Pellegrini and Mancini, if you look at the modern managers, probably didn't either. The Leverkusen starting 11, Flecken, yeah, great. Kwanzaa, Bade, Tillman, Schick, Poku, Grimaldo, Garcia, of course, welcome back. He had a not bad game, didn't he? Mazza, Kafane and Belosian. On to the match itself, 5 minutes. A corner, yes, kept alive by Bob. I thought Bob started pretty well. Please, guys, check out my player ratings as well for a bit more individual reaction to the players. He cuts it back to Aki, who aims at top corner, but the keeper does well, actually, to parry it behind. The verdict on that one, I just thought it was a very good save. I thought Aki didn't do too much wrong with that. I'm not going to be critical of Aki at all. I thought it was going in the net. It was right in front of us, of course, in the south stand. Never mind. 11 minutes, Grimaldo feeds Mazza down the left. Mazza's cross finds Poku at the far post, and his shot is blocked bravely by Atnori. I think it was certainly goal bound. I don't know whether Trafford would have been able to save it or not. 14 minutes, a lovely clip ball by Bob towards Marmouche. He breaks free. Out comes Flecken to snuff out the chance. Now, this is one I thought at the time that he might have had the possibility of just getting a little bit of a glance on it with his head, but he wanted it to drop and hit it. But of course, by the time he did that, the fact it was going to, you could just see the keeper was going to get to it. So it's probably the wrong decision from Marmouche. I think he should have just tried to get a little bit of a head on it. It would have been hard to get it up and down, up and over the goalkeeper and into the net, but I think that was probably the way to go. But anyway, he's not played many games recently, has he, for us anyway? I think he should have had a go for that rather than waiting for it to drop. But 23 minutes, of course, we're a goal behind, and I just thought it was going to be a real uphill battle from then on, and it was. Across from the right was touched off by Cafani, sort of marked by Kusanov. He didn't quite get to him. And of course, Grimaldo's on his own, who rattles a first-time shot past James Trafford into the goal. I mean, my little verdict's on that. I think Kusanov may be partly to blame, but I think we're being overcritical saying that's his fault. But where's the marking of Grimaldo in the box? I mean, you know, this guy's been scoring and assisting goals for fun. Why are we not bothering with him? So very disappointing. 37 minutes, Nico clips a lovely ball to the back post. Marmouche is on the stretch but can't quite get there again up our end. I thought he could have got to that. I thought I was a bit disappointed when he didn't. And I know we talk about Haaland getting to them sort of crosses. Of course he can with his long legs, because Marmouche hasn't got the legs of Haaland. But I just thought he could have got to it. Again, a bit disappointed. 45 minutes, Mazza has his pocket picked by Reinders after slipping. Yeah, and I think he's going to nestle somewhere in the net, but he struck it, and he struck it straight at Flecken, unfortunately. I think he saved it with his leg, didn't he, or something. I think he should have made at least Flecken work a bit. I was a bit disappointed with Reinders because he did so well. He did so well to get the ball, and sort of, I think he jinked and sort of wrong-footed a couple of defenders as well, and sort of left himself with a great chance to shoot. But I think he sort of blew it. So half-time, 1-0 down. Scoreline, well, not unexpected for me. As I said, when I saw that reserve 11, I thought we were against the third place Leverkusen, who've hit, I think they've won 4 out of the last 5 games. A bit naive of Pep, a bit disrespectful, as I've said already. A bit arrogant, perhaps, to actually try and think we can beat that team with this starting lineup. But anyway, they're far from mugs, aren't they? So they're ahead. So it's a German team ahead. It's always going to be difficult, but they're not a bad German team. It's not as though we're playing a mid-table German team. So I did think we would have subs, whether Pep would have the balls to do it at half time. Fortunately, he did. But whether he picked the right subs is another matter. So into the second 45. Of course, Doku, Foden, O'Reilly are on at half time. Now, we're short on firepower. I don't understand why he delayed bringing Haaland on. The thing is with Haaland, of course, if he did pick up an injury, who have we got? But you've got to take a risk at some stage. So he did eventually, and perhaps it would have been easier warming up at half time. It'd been nice and warmed up to come on in the second half anyway. But it wasn't to be. At Norwich, Lewis and Bob all went off, of course. 53 minutes, O'Reilly has to go from 30 yards. Saved pretty reasonably by Flecken. I don't think causing too many problems. But on 54 minutes, a sucker blow, and really what killed the game for me. Grimaldo free down the left, stands up Kusanov, and then frees up Mazza, who then clips across into the City penalty area. And Schick, rises above Aki. I don't know what Aki was doing. It's like he's doing some sort of Olga Korbut movement. I don't know what it was. It ended up being sideways. Anyway, he rolls above him superbly. Aki was totally totally lost it. He's always waiting for it or not waiting for it. He wasn't very decisive. A great header into the corner. Trafford, no chance. Just too easy a goal to concede. And I did think at that stage, 2-0 down, there's not a lot coming back from this, even if he brings the big lad on up front. 57 minutes, Nico clips the ball to Xavi at the far post, and this is just typical of Xavi, really. It was neither a shot nor a cross. It just sort of volleyed it from the angle. I think it went towards a corner flag on the other side. Not even that. I think it probably would have sort of gone further out than the corner flag, but it was just horrible. Just take your time, Xavi. But Xavi, because I think that's the problem we've got with Xavi. He's got to the stage now where nothing's working. So he just needs his head screwing back on, I think, and if he's going to get out of anything at his time. Pep's still saying nice things about him, but the fans are really just starting to laugh at him, in honesty. Check out the player ratings. I did comment on something, but I think that's the problem. Xavi's now probably in the right place, but at the wrong time. It's just not working. So for his own sake and for our sake, something needs to happen, but whether it will anytime soon is another matter, or perhaps he will start to hit some form. Let's hope so. 60 minutes, Leverkusen come forward, put a ball over the top for Cafane. Stones has it covered, but for some reason Trafford starts to come out, and just luckily Stones obviously hits Trafford and bounces, and we get away with it. But I don't know what Trafford was doing there. He didn't need to come out. Of course, he's not used to playing high-profile games, so no disrespect to him. And of course, he's not used to playing this sort of high-profile games with these defenders in front of him. So a bit of misjudgment, miscommunication. I don't think Stones did too much wrong. I think it was Trafford just being a bit panicky, but we got away with it. 63 minutes, a corner finds Marmoush in space in the 6-yard box, but he sort of tries to stop it. It goes under his boots. A lovely dummy that. Unfortunately, it went out for a goal kick. 65 minutes, Haaland comes on for Marmoush, who's hooked. You can see that big hook coming and getting him off, couldn't you? Get off. 70 minutes, Haaland is played in on goal through the left channel. Just a goalkeeper to beat. You think he's just going to drag it past him and go round him, but Flecken just read it so well and just put out a glove and stopped it, and Haaland, that was it. Gone, chance gone. I think Haaland, he needed to score that. I'm sorry, Haaland on form scores those, all right, he can miss. But I think I've seen a couple now. I think the last game against Newcastle where he had a chance to go around a keeper and he divvied or did something different that time. He tried to dink it, didn't he? But this one, I think he should have been able to get past Flecken, even though Flecken's obviously got a bit of an Indian sign over City, hasn't he, when he's playing against us. 74 minutes, O'Reilly does well down the left, clips across to Haaland, and he brings the ball down lovely, sets himself, and hits the rich seats in the second tier of the family stand. So that was pretty poor from Erling. 75 minutes, Haaland presses Flecken, who puts a pass out straight to Xavi, but the winger, not surprisingly's touch is a little bit poor, and he shows a bit too much of it to Garcia, who manages to hack it away again. Well done, Haaland, but pretty poor from Xavi. 85 minutes, Cherky goes with his right foot around the wall, but it's goalkeeper's side. Flecken parries reasonably comfortably, not a big problem there for him. That's where he would expect to go and make the save anyway. 87 minutes, Cherky wins the ball at the byline, skips past step challenges, and then tries an effort from a tight angle, but again Flecken diverts it comfortably behind, and again he wasn't overstretched at all in that one. 90 minutes, Poku slips as he tries to clear a ball just yards out, and it nearly spills past Flecken, but sort of bounces back to him, and he gratefully grabs it on the line. So even when they do something stupid, the luck is with them, and fully deserved. I think they fully deserved the luck. 2 minutes injury. I don't know where they get. We had no minutes injury time in the first half, yet they scored a goal and took about 2 minutes from the goal to coming back to the halfway line. But we didn't have any injury time. And of course, we got plus 2 minutes in this half with all the substitutions and a goal as well. I have no idea. European rules, of course, for injury time seem to be a little bit different. And I appreciate that when someone's winning 3-4, 5-0, but when it's tight, although I'm not saying last night was tight, but it certainly was at half time, 1-0, and yet they didn't play any injury time whatsoever. I think it's ridiculous, really. So to sum up, surprise, surprise, Pep has apologised for that team selection. He's done this before. He always does this after you know, we all knew it. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, Leverkusen are third in the Bundesliga. You're not third in the Bundesliga if you're a crap team. And they've been in reasonable good form. I think they got rid of Ten Hag, didn't they? I'm sure he was there. And that starting 11 was just disrespectful and probably fired them up, actually. Probably fired Leverkusen up, because the manager probably said, oh, look, he thinks he can play second string against you lads. Let's show him. We're not up in third spot in the German league for nothing. We didn't do so well last year. All right, they've lost a few players, but just show a bit of pride, and that's what they did. And of course, if we'd won this, we would have been top temporarily. Qualification almost in the bag, and certainly a top 8 position well in our grasp. And now it's just knocked all that on the head. Pep appears to me to take a chance with this. Be willing to lose it, be willing to have to play, January and February or March, whenever it is, another 2 qualifying games at a time when as he wrote off the league, as he just wrote off the Champions League, is he going for a League Cup? Perhaps Pep's going for the Carabao. Perhaps that's what he's going for, because he seems to be giving up on everything by that what he did last night, because he's giving up on the league by putting extra pressure on the squad come next year, because we won't be seeded, so we'll have to play 2 more games. I just don't understand what he's doing. I have no idea. I don't know where his brain is. It's just not good enough. And of course, he's got this attitude he doesn't want to upset players, and that's no good. He's got to upset players. He's the bloody manager, and playing almost every squad player is far from tactically astute just for the sake of it. You've got to play your teams and make tweaks to suit games, etc. So unless you're playing a Division 1 outfit, I mean, even in the days, go back 6 years, if City made more than 5 or 6 changes to a team, even into a Carabao Cup game or an FA Cup game or whatever, we always struggled. Now, this team isn't as good, so if you're going to make 10 wholesale changes, it's going to get even more difficult. So I just don't know what he's playing at. I mean, is there no one there with the balls, i.e. Pep Blinders, is it? He's number 2, or I've noticed Colo Torre was doing some coaching on the technical box last night. Is there no one there to question these team selections, these brain farts? Because that's what they are, the brain farts, and a lot of the fans see it. And it's not saying, oh, we saw it in hindsight. If we'd won, fair enough. But I assumed Pep knows more about Leverkusen and how they play, and that this team that had either been injured or not had many minutes on the pitch was good enough to beat them. But obviously it wasn't. It was, as I thought, Leverkusen are a very, very good team. So do these guys like Pep Blinders and Colo, do they give him advice, and does he just ignore it? Or is that it? Is it just him and everyone goes, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir? And all I thought last night was Pep's had a habit in past on certain games of playing certain players, sometimes younger players as well, throwing them under the bus, expecting more from them in certain games. And last night he expected far too much from this 11. So he basically threw the whole team under the bus, in my opinion. So it was no surprise to me they lost the game. Congratulations to Leverkusen, who possibly couldn't believe the luck when he saw that starting lineup. And it's just another in a line of Pep cock-ups. It's as simple as that. It's like it's a relationship with Pep for me, and it's getting to that stage now where all those little quirky things he did, you forgave because of all the good times. But it's a good time sort of fade a little bit. These little quirky things start pissing you off. And it's like a relationship, and all those little things matter. You forget all the good things, you forget all the love, and in this case, you forget all the trophies. You just look at these little microcosms of things, and you just get angry as a relationship. And that's the stage I'm at the moment. I love him to bits, but I don't really like him. Simple as that. Not what he's doing at the moment, because he's risking. He's risking things. He's risking the future. He's risking the chance of a trophy or 2, stuff like that, and he admits it. That's the problem. He's not sort of blinkered and saying, "Oh no, I picked the right team." He's admitting he's done it, but for God's sake, sort yourself out, or get someone else to sort. Someone in the background to say, "Look, Pep, perhaps let's give these guys time." But we can't. We need at least say 6 of our first teamers playing in a big game like this against Leverkusen. I mean, I would have probably played in my Pepsi 11, I think I made 4 or 5 changes to that Newcastle game, but I thought we could get away with it. But not 10. Not 10. So yeah, that's my little thoughts on Pep anyway. My relationship is possibly at breaking point at the moment. It's not broke, but it's possibly unbreakable. Let me know what your relationship is with Pep, guys. It'd be interesting to see. Sorry for waffling on a little bit, but I thought it was important to get a viewpoint across at this point in time. City man of the match. Nobody really. We thought Gonzalez was the best of our players. Of course, we now sit 6th in the table, but of course, with other teams to play games tonight, as I'm recording this, we could drop between 4 and 6 places if everything goes as bad as it could do, so that's not great. So it could be 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that by the end of the night. Media headlines, the back page of the iPaper, Pep rues rotation, he certainly does. Simon Mullock in the iPaper inside says, Guardiola's gamble backfires as City are sunk by Leverkusen. The Mirror's Jeremy Cross writes, grim night it was. The Mail's Jack Gorn, Pep has tough questions to answer after backup flops. Yeah, Jamie Jackson from The Guardian, Harlan Cavalry Act can't save City from Leverkusen's shock. Our local paper, the Manchester Evening News, the back page, Levitt out. See what he did there? Inside Sam Bukowski, this loss felt self-inflicted. A team which looked like it would struggle. It did. Sam Bukowski inside said, Pep says he was too nice to his players. There you go. That's the story of the game. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my rambling on about my love and non-love of Pep. Let us know about yours, please. As I said, hit those buttons. It'd be fantastic if you can. And of course, if you do want to get in contact or you do want to support the channel in other ways than those I've mentioned, there are ways of doing that. Or you just want to shout out, guys. You know, you want to shout out on the channel, just let me know the ways of doing that. All you have to do, just for a minute or two, is keep watching and listening.
Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway, and please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, that'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. Will be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or even though someone who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. Etihad6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well. So have a look at Piat6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you're a member, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access. The membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at Piat6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia, so that you can actually gain that from being a member and support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.